Alright, welcome everyone. The in-depth guide series is back and I'm ready to start back this series with the newest legend, Fuse. Fuse is labeled as an explosive enthusiast and he is in the offensive class, being able to provide explosive coverage in many ways possible, starting with his abilities. First, we have his passive called Grenadier. What this does is two things. First, it's allowing you to hold an extra grenade per inventory slot. So while everybody is holding one nade per slot, Fuse can hold two. The second function is that he is able to use his robot arm to launch these grenades further, faster and more accurately. This is literally the grenade spam meta we used to have many seasons back then in the form of Fuse now, but it's much more better with how fast you can launch these nades. Next is his tactical called the Knuckle Cluster, which is a cluster grenade that blows up into smaller grenades that can cover up an area doing little damage. The cooldown is 25 and with all the little damage it can add up to 50 in total. You can hit somebody directly with it to do an extra 10 damage. Lastly is his ultimate, which is called the Mother Lode. It is a launcher that shoots a mortar that blows up and rains down flames, creating a huge circle, trapping enemies inside of it. The ring of fire can last up to 13 seconds and can damage anyone up to 75 HP, 35 on impact if they walk through the fire, and 8 damage per tick up to 5 ticks in total. Can also slow down enemies if they get hit with it. Now we know the basics about his abilities, how difficult it is to play Fuse. He is right around within the middle of the difficulty ranks. He isn't really a very beginner friendly legend, but he's also not somebody that is very hard to learn and get used to once you know how to use his abilities to his best, which we will get into in a little bit. Best maps to play Fuse as of right now of Season 8, the current maps available is Kings Canyon and Olympus. War's Edge will not be here for pretty much the entirety of Season 8, but I'll still add it in the ranks when it comes to other legends. And to be fair, he would be great on all the maps, especially in the open areas in which his ultimate can do some true damage. Is Fuse viable for rank? He is good when you're comboing with Caustic, and you'll see why in a little bit, but if you want him to be as the main legend to cause destruction with his ultimate, if you want to do some serious damage, yes, it could do some damage, but honestly, you're really better off to use a Caustic or a Gibby, probably Bangalore if you want to. He is good, but for the stuff that you want him to do, it have other legends that could do it much better. Now to show all the extra tips that you should always remember when playing Fuse, starting with his passive, like I said before, you can grenade spam just like how it was before, but with the added bonuses with Fuse, it is just absolutely insane and crazy, which is why you want to stack as much grenades as possible. Keeping at least 2 stacks of grenades minimum is just about good enough. If you haven't seen his character trailer, you can bounce regular nades off of walls and it shows the indicator of where it will go. His tactical is great for breaking down doors from a distance, having an open doorway to push enemies that are hiding inside buildings, or if people that want to hold on the door and play the door meta, you can throw down his cluster grenade and destroy the door and also damage the person that is behind the door. If you're even feeling ballsy, you can even tank your own damage from the grenade, and as the door break, you can push inside and try and get the kill or the knock on the enemy. Best use of his tactical is to rat people out of cover or shooting around corners, or when enemies are trying to push you, they will take damage when they go through the grenade and they will probably stop to heal themselves in the process, which will buy you more time to escape. It is also great to damage other tacticals or ultimates that can be placed down, doing more than the usual damage towards enemies, especially against Mirages and his clones. If he uses his ultimate where he sends out all his clones at once, send a cluster grenade on them and all of his clones are completely gone. His ultimate is best used when you're on high ground over your enemies and when they are rotating in the open. Best against legends that don't have any abilities to use to escape the fire. Your biggest counters are Horizon and Octane, since they have tacticals or ultimates that could elevate their entire team out of the fire very easily. Pathfinder could do the same, but you had to have a zipline that could reach the high ground. Could also probably count rate, but you had to set up a portal and then to phase out. It would just buy time for the enemies to quickly push in and probably get a knock on the enemies before it's too late. Yes, there are a lot of legends that can easily counter his ultimate, which comes into one other legend that could help, which is Caustic. Comboing Fuse on Caustic's ultimate can pretty much guarantee that you are killing the enemy team 100%. Unless they have a Watson, then you're kind of screwed. There's a way to use his ultimate indoors, and that is to stand in the doorway where the door can close and you launch the ultimate upwards, because it's always shooting in an upwards angle. It will shoot inside the room and you want to quickly run back outside the room before the flames end up coming down on you, leaving the entire room into full flames, burning anybody inside it. It will really only be that effective if the room doesn't have that much objects in the way so that people could just probably get away from getting hit from the fire. It was a very open room with no kind of objects to block the flames. Everybody inside there is guaranteed to die. This is really the most I could cover with Fuse. Honestly, he is a decent legend. I'm not gonna lie, he's not really that bad, but it's just that there's so many legends that could counter his ultimate and it can make him feel very lackluster. At least he's not completely bad to where people don't want to play him. He definitely will have amazing use in the right hands of anybody that invests the time into him. But anyways, that's really all I could bring to you guys. Comment and drop a like on the video if you enjoy, and to subscribe to help the channel grow and for more Apex Legends content. Hope you all are doing great, keeping it 100, and I'll see all of you all in the next video. Later.